You're listening to the Dynamic Thinking Project podcast. This is episode 59, and today's topic is shadow people. Hey everyone, Adam Muselli here. Welcome to the Dynamic Thinking Project podcast. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. This podcast is released every Friday, and show notes are found at the website, themindtechinstitute.com. It's all one word. Come back often and feel free to add this podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All links are in the show notes and website. And now, let's get started. This is an interesting episode. It is spooky to some people, but as usual, such subject, many people would be familiar with it, or at least have heard about it. Other people have personal experience with it, and some other people would think it's utterly ridiculous. But regardless to which category you find yourself relevant to or relevant to your liking, I implore you to keep an open mind, because we all agree that we don't know what we don't know. With that being said, and let's get the intro out of the way. If you're interested in learning and becoming a fully qualified hypnotherapist, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP practitioner or master practitioner, a life coach or a counselor, now you can study all that totally online. All you have to do is visit mti.edu.au or themindtechinstitute.com, and you'll find all these courses along with many other courses once you click on the online courses tab. All our diplomas and advanced diplomas are accredited and recognized worldwide, and for more information, all can be found online, themindtechinstitute.com. Going back to our main topic, there is a growing interest in the phenomenon of shadow people. There are many speculations about what they are, if they are ghosts, interdimensional beings, spirits, time travelers, something else we don't know about, or nothing but your imagination. Now here's an example of reported shadow people, just to give you an image about what we're talking about. Let's say you're reading, sitting down comfortably on your sofa, then some movement across the room caught your attention. It seems dark and shadowy, but there was nothing there. You returned to your reading, and a moment later, there it was again. You looked up quickly this time and saw distinctly human shape of the shadow pass quickly over the far wall and then disappear. Those who are experiencing and studying the shadow people phenomenon, they say that these entities almost always used to be seen out of the corner of the eye very briefly. But more and more people are beginning to see them straight and for a longer period of time. Some experiences testify that they have seen eyes, usually red, on these shadow beings. Also, which is more interesting, is that some of them even set cameras in the room or the place or the house wherever they saw these shadowy figures, and they actually capture them on tape. You'll find many videos and photos on the internet. Of course, some of them are fake, and also there are some footages or clips will make you really think. I know Photoshop and CGI, and I can tell if a clip or an image has been manipulated. And some of these clips, I can easily say there are either real or a very well done fakes. But the timing and what was going on, it makes it a bit eerie. So I wouldn't just dismiss it as fake. The mysterious sightings have become a hot topic of conversation in the paranormal chat rooms, message boards, and websites, and it is giving a widespread attention on paranormal talk radios. There are several theories have been offered as to what the shadow people are and where they come from. You see, these figures or these shadow people have been scaring people for thousands of years. So it's not something new, just started trending 15 years ago. However, during an episode on Coast to Coast AM in April 2001, the host, Art Bell, he discussed the concept of shadow people, some hazy, indistinct figures existing at the edge of vision or sight. While the episode made that concept more popular, it also startled thousands of listeners, many who had experienced very similar phenomena. And Art Bell's suggestion was the listeners began sending their drawings and stories or what they have experienced with these shadow people. They also described a similar set of symptoms: paralysis, the feeling of being watched, auditory and visual hallucinations. Now, here's the question. How could so many people experience such similar thing? But once again, this phenomena isn't something new. And what could it be? A mass hallucination or a mass conformity? But again, this is not something new. The original concept of a nightmare, an incubus and succubus, suffocating, helpless slumbers or sleepers, this concept is ancient and exists in cultures across the world. In Thailand, it's the Phi Am. In the Middle East, it's blamed on the jinn. And in other countries, it's known as the night hag. You can go back to episode 19, and it's called sleep paralysis if you're interested to know more about such phenomena. The belief is almost always the same. The monster, whether it's a demon or a witch, a shadow or a black cat or a ghost, sits on or restrains a person, rendering them immobile, asphyxiating them either by choking off their breath or, in some cases, stealing it, or just sitting there lurking in the dark. You see, the history of shadow people dates back early, probably thousands of years ago. Creepy shadow people stories came from all parts of the world and are eerily similar. They are commonly described as shadow people, dark silhouettes with human shapes and profiles that flicker in and out of peripheral vision, but their emergence in popular culture can be attributed to some paranormal investigators who've dedicated their time to research and finding these shadow people, or at least some answers. Now, what are these shadow people and where do they come from? Here are some theories. The first one is they might be a figment of the imagination. Now, the explanation you get from skeptics and shove down your throat science, I mean, those who make a living from being closed-minded in the scientific realm, and those who are usually people who have never experienced the shadow people phenomena, which I don't think, if someone doesn't know anything about something, to just jump to a conclusion or just deny something. Anyway, so they often say it's nothing more than just the active human imagination. It's our minds playing tricks on us, our eyes seeing things in a fraction of a second that isn't really there, illusion, schizophrenia, and similar things. And also, some of them even said that it could be just real shadows caused by passing cars' headlights or similar explanation. Now, to be honest, I do understand these skeptics where they're coming from. And I myself, as a psychologist, without any doubt, these explanations probably can account for some, if not many, experiences. The human eye and mind are easily fooled, as I clearly explained in episode 17, pareidolia and apophenia, but can they account for all cases? Well, the answer is yes for closed-minded people, and the answer is certainly no for an open-minded person or open-minded professionals, whether psychologists, psychiatrists, or any type of behavioral science. Another theory is they might be ghosts. Now, to call these entities ghosts demands first a definition of what we mean by ghosts. By almost any definition, shadow people are somewhat different than the ghost phenomena, whereas ghost apparitions are almost always a misty white, vapor-like, or have human form and appearance. Shadow beings are much darker and much shadow-like. Although the shadow people often do have human outline or shape, but because they are dark, the details of their appearance is lacking. This is in contrast to many ghost sightings in which the witness can describe the ghost's facial features and other details. The other one detail most often noted in some shadow being sightings are the glowing red eyes. And some other people also describe that the shadow figures, they looked like they wearing a hat. And that is another reason some people have theorized those shadow people might be the same men in black. And you can go back to that episode. I think it's episode 48 if you want to know more about the men in black. Another theory is demons or other spirit entities. The dark appearance and the malevolent feelings that are often reported in association with these creatures have led so many researchers to speculate that they may be demonic in nature. However, if they are demons, we have to wonder what their purpose or intent is in letting themselves to be seen or visible in this manner. Is it merely to frighten people? So I don't know about that theory. Another theory is interdimensional beings. Even mainstream science is fairly convinced there are dimensions other than the three we inhabit. And if these other dimensions exist, who or what, if anything, inhabits them? Some theorists say that these dimensions exist parallel and very close to our own, although invisible to us. And if there are inhabitants in these other dimensions, it is possible that they have found a way to intrude on our dimension and become at least partially visible to us. If so, they could very well appear as shadows. It has long been held by psychics and other sensitives that beings on other planes of existence are of different vibrations. Science is beginning to look at reality in the same way which particles of the smallest size exist as vibration. Perhaps some theorize the vibrations of our existence are beginning to mesh with those of another dimension, which account for the increase in such phenomena as ghosts, shadow people, and possibly aliens. We'll also elaborate on this theory more in a dedicated episode very soon when we get to parallel universes, or better say multi-verses. So we'll get back to this point in another episode. Aliens is another theory. The alien and abduction phenomena are so bizarre that it's no surprise that extraterrestrials are suspect as the shadow people. Abductees have reported in many cases that aliens seem to be able to pass through walls and close windows and to appear and disappear suddenly or unexpectedly, among other otherworldly talents. So there is a good deal of overlapping among the above ideas, of course. Aliens and ghosts could be interdimensional beings, or aliens could be time travelers, but that would be in our time travel episode also very soon. So we'll leave the theory for another day. Now, my theory is this. It's simply a mystery. And there is nothing wrong if there is a mystery and we couldn't find the answer yet. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as we keep working to find it. There is no way to prove or disprove any theories about a phenomena that is so mysterious, that happens so quickly and without warning. All we can do at present is to document personal experiences and try to piece together what the shadow people and similar phenomena might be. I mean, instead of just ridiculing and denying, perhaps it's an old mystery becoming more recognizable. Perhaps it represents a doorway to and from different planes of existence. Or perhaps they simply are just shadows. After all, if we keep an open mind, we have nothing to lose. But if we close our minds and we just jump to conclusions based on something we don't understand, we have a lot to lose. So it is always good to say and think that we don't know what we don't know. And I think we can end it at this for now, as we have covered the major points about this topic. And once again, if you would like to study and become a fully qualified hypnotherapist, neuro-linguistic programming NLP, a life coach or a counselor, now you can study all that totally online. All you have to do is visit mti.edu.au or the mindtechinstitute.com, and you'll find all these courses along with many other courses once you click on the online courses tab. All our diplomas and advanced diplomas are accredited and recognized worldwide, and for more information, all can be found online, themindtechinstitute.com. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you can email me. The email is on our website, themindtechinstitute.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you are listening to this podcast on YouTube.